have they assisted the military in developing third, fourth, fifth generation aircraft? Have we made a quantum leap in avionics due to alien intervention?
I think we've had advances in our technology based on things that we've obtained from crashed UFOs.
So
like fiber optics.
Okay, Philip Corso was the one who wrote The Day After Roswell. All of this.
I agree with him.
Unfortunately,
in fact, I know two people who did an analysis of the stuff.
Well, unfortunately, I can't find holes in his story. He is who he says he was. That's no denying.
Because the only difference I would have is he seemed to think that the UFOs were a threat to us.
I know he made a lot.
This is military. Anybody violating our airspace could be a threat.
I know the Materiel Command at Wright-Pat were all nervous, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, when this book came out, because that was one of their own coming out under secrecy and obliterating his oath, and there wasn't anything they could do to him.
Yep.
So that there was some sort of confluence of alien intelligence or alien inventions that were subtly cast into the industrial mainstream and brought to fruition through fiber optics, through night vision goggles, through super strong alloys, through maybe some sort of an exotic propulsion system, perhaps. So, do you believe that we are flying exotic aircraft out of?
No.
Okay, that we don't have the capability.
No.
Do you believe that we perhaps have a string of lethal satellites orbiting the planet that may be, in fact, not there to shoot down intercontinental ballistic missiles, but are in orbit, say, to...
shoot down UFOs?
There you go. Do you believe that that's possible?
Oh, I think we might attempt it, but I don't think we'd be successful.
So in other words, before we fight, we're going to train, and that's the way the military looks at it. If they cannot take on an opponent and defeat it, then they're going to go back and into the drawing board until they're ready to have that technology and take down these UFOs. Do you think that that's in the government's agenda eventually, is to shoot them down and to leave us out? Is the sake of our species at stake here?
No, I don't think. First of all, the government's not going to shoot them down. And you say government, I'm talking about all the governments of the world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because it would be futile. It would be like peasants throwing rocks at an F-16 jet fighter, for instance.
Right.
Okay.
And they're not threatening us in any way.
The phenomenon is moot, as they say.
Yeah.
There is a mundane threat. Tell me what's in your book. What do you talk about? You talk about your encounter.
It's about my experiences with UFOs since 1961.
Is it a handbook how to see UFOs? Do you give tips there?
Well, I have the, how we found the area and all.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand there are several areas in this country where people go out, just like we did, every night, and observe and take pictures.
Some can say Sedona, Arizona, Gulf Breeze. Some say the Nevada Desert. Some now say outside Salt Lake City to the west at Hill Air Force Base, Dugway Proving Grounds.
I've always heard of up towards Lake Michigan, that area.
Right, the Great Lakes Triangle, right. That's always been a hotbed for UFO sightings. West Virginia had a spate of sightings in the 50s and 60s in that area of Virginia. So you don't think it's relative to what's underneath the ground. It's just that it's chance that they chose a specific area, or they found interested people that are interested in them. For instance, you that area in southern New Hampshire.
And I think, all right, now, for example, they're interested in things that we do.
Mm-hmm.
For example, in this area where we went out to observe, about 2 or 3 miles away, they're building a golf course. Every night the UFOs are out there looking over to see what's going on. And not too far from there, this farm decided to start growing all these fruit trees. And they had all this heavy equipment and everything, they're planting acres of them. Well, we used to go out and watch the UFOs flying around the heavy equipment.
Let me ask you this, how do they eat? Do you believe in cattle mutilation? Do you think that's equated with aliens?
I don't know.
But
I don't know.
You're open-minded to that, or you haven't done enough investigation such that you couldn't comment?
Well, I rode around with the police out in Colorado.
Okay, so you've been to the San Luis Valley?
I don't know where that is.
Yeah, it's okay, in Colorado, so you were,
I've been...
Colorado Springs, Denver...
I was out Trusted Butte.
Okay.
I think that's supposed to be the highest altitude
The highest alpine plain, right. So yeah, it sounds like you were at the San Luis Valley, which is a hotbed for cattle mutilation. So you're not sure as to if the two are equated, and the aliens have to eat somehow, right? Do they eat food?
I don't know. I don't know what they eat. But I know that, I rode around with the police out there looking for, they took me around, showed me this is where this cattles were mutilated, and how they had hired men to go out and protect the cattle tonight with their loaded guns.
And they were cookie cutter sized, laser precision. So you don't know what to make of that.
No, but somebody was mutilated. I know one thing. One farmer gave me a picture of a calf of his had been mutilated. And I showed it to this friend of mine, a neurosurgeon, and he looked at it and he said, if you can find out who did that cutting, I want to go in business with him.
That's right, because whoever did it has to be one of the most foremost skilled surgeons on the planet, and you think that they'd want to hang out on their yacht at Miami Beach or play some golf in Hawaii as opposed to going out in sub-zero temperatures in the high alpine valley plain cutting up cows. So I want to ask you about crop circles. What's your take on crop circles? Are they man-made? Are they alien-made, or combination of the two?
They're alien, not alien, UFO made.
They are.
I have a friend who just came back from England.
They are not alien-related.
Oh, jeez, I have here. Would you like to see them?
Yeah, are you saying, are they alien?
I got pictures of the new crop circles that were done in August.
Oh, okay.
They are fantastic.
Do you think that they are associated with UFOs?
They have to be.
Okay, they have
Nobody
to be. Right.
on this planet could have the abilities to create them.
Okay. I've examined Doug Bowers and David Shorley are two hoaxers in England that started the crop circle, or started making crop circles in the late 70s, early 80s. They can lay claim to a majority of the crop circles, but not all of them.
Now, these two guys, they're more or less hoaxes.
Mm-hmm.
They take a board and they...
Right.
But these, actually in the crop circles, the wheat is almost like it's braided.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't just flattened. It's swirled.
Some people standing within them can feel hear a hum. Others can put a compass over some sort of Geiger counter, and there are magnetic anomalies involved. Are you aware that there's sand circles have been found in the deserts of the Sahara, Gobi Desert in China, and ice circles? In fact, an ice circle was found on the frozen Charles River in Medfield, Massachusetts, circa 1993.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah, ice circles have been found near the Ross Sea ice shelf in Antarctica. So that these are not just in the barley fields and cornfields of England. They are taking a place across many vast expanses of the globe.
I know there's been crop circles found on the West Coast.
Right, Washington State recently.
Yeah.
What's your take on, have you heard of black helicopters?
Yep. I filmed them.
Okay, could you elaborate, please?
Well, the one that I filmed, I have a picture of. Helicopter pilots say they can't understand it because it's been modified in such a way that it should not be able to get off the ground.
The helicopter.
Yep.
San Luis Valley, back to Colorado, where the cattle mutilations occurred. That's a hotbed for black helicopters.
And that's the police believe it's the black helicopters doing the mutilations.
You think it's somebody in those black helicopters?
Right.
Now the question is are they government or are they aliens manifesting? Are they aliens manifesting themselves as black helicopters?
I don't know who they are, but they're not government. Why would they go around doing that?
Right, because they could have their own little farms and experiment on their animals to their heart's content.
Right.
So that would leave up an option. And Chris O'Brien, I made this inference to him. He's a researcher in the San Luis Valley. What if the UFOs could manifest themselves as black helicopters? Let's just say, if an incident...
That's it. See, now you're going to do a totally different area.
Well, let's go. We're there.
I've got a picture that I took in daylight. I looked up. I was out in my area. And I'm with a friend, and I look up, and I saw a plane and a helicopter flying side by side.
Was the plane a C-130, had 4 engines on it? What type of plane was it?
Just a plane on a helicopter.
Okay.
And those two attracted my attention. And I got a Polaroid camera. I snapped the plane and helicopter. You don't see planes and helicopters flying side by side. I snapped the picture, and I got a disc and a flying barrel.
Wow.
Along with a plane and a helicopter.